if you bought a brand new electric vehicle a few years ago? I am so sorry. Because while early adopters took a massive financial hit, they accidentally created the greatest car buying loophole of 2026. Used EV sales just skyrocketed 35% in a single year. In the last quarter of 2025 alone, 89,000 used EVs found new driveways. Why? Because the market crashed in the best way possible for buyers. As of right now, 40% of all used EVs are selling for under $25,000. But is buying a used EV actually a brilliant life hack? Or are you just buying someone else's dying iPad on wheels? Today, we are going deep. I'm unpacking the brutal truth about battery degradation, the hidden costs nobody talks about, and exactly which used EVs are a steal and which are complete financial disasters. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the depreciation dream. Cars have always lost value the second you drive them off the lot, but EVs took this to an entirely new level. Right now, the average listing price for a used EV is hovering around $35,440. That's down over 5% from last year. But the real magic happens at the lower end of the market. You can find lightly used Chevy Bolts, Nissan Leafs, and even older Tesla Model 3s for under $25,000. And here's the kicker that makes this almost too good to be true: the $4,000 used EV tax credit. If you buy a used EV under $25,000 from a dealer and you meet the income requirements, the government practically hands you $4,000. That means a $24,000 EV instantly becomes a $20,000 EV. But why are they so cheap? It's not just because there's more inventory. It's because the technology is moving so fast. A new EV today charges faster and goes further than one from 2021. The first owners absorbed the steep depreciation of outdated tech, allowing you to buy a car that still works perfectly fine for tens of thousands of dollars below its original MSRP. Operating costs? According to recent data, a used EV costs roughly 50% less to operate than an equivalent gas car. There are no oil changes, no spark plugs, no timing belts, and thanks to regenerative braking, your brake pads can easily last over 100,000 miles. Financially, it looks like a no-brainer. But before you run out and buy one, we need to address the elephant in the room. The number one reason people are terrified of buying a used EV is the battery. We've all had a smartphone that suddenly dies at 20%, and the thought of a $10,000 car battery doing the same thing is terrifying. But here are the actual facts backed by data. On average, an EV battery degrades by just 2.3% per year. If the previous owner took great care of it, meaning they kept it between 20% and 80% charged, that degradation drops to just 1.5% a year. However, if they abused it with heavy, daily fast charging, you might see up to 3% degradation annually. What does this mean for you? It means that after 7 to 8 years on the road, the vast majority of EV batteries still retain 70% to 90% of their original capacity. If a car had 250 miles of range brand new, an 8-year-old model will likely still give you around 200 miles. For the average person driving 40 miles a day, that is more than enough. Plus, there's a massive safety net that nobody talks about: the warranty. Federally mandated warranties require EV batteries to be covered for 8 years or 100,000 miles, against dropping below 70% capacity. If you buy a 4-year-old used EV with 50,000 miles, you still have 4 years and 50,000 miles of completely free battery replacement coverage. But what happens if you buy an older EV out of warranty and the battery actually does die? Is it really a $20,000 fix? Not anymore. The salvage and third-party repair market has exploded. Today, replacement battery packs from salvage yards range from $700 for smaller, older packs up to $8,500 for larger capacities. It's not pocket change, but it's comparable to replacing a blown engine or a destroyed transmission in a traditional gas car. So if the price is right and the battery is solid, what's the catch? Why isn't everyone buying a used EV right now? Well, my friends, that brings us to the dark side of the used EV market: the charging nightmare, outdated tech, and the specific reliability issues that might leave you stranded. The most brutal reality facing older EV owners today. If you bought a first or second generation electric vehicle from roughly 2011 to 2018, there's a massive chance your car uses something called CHAdeMO. Maybe you've heard this term thrown around in forums. But if you're driving a Nissan Leaf, a Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, or an older Kia Soul EV, you are living in CHAdeMO world. Back in 2012, When Nissan was pushing the Leaf as the absolute future of transportation, they partnered with Japanese automakers to create this standard. CHAdeMO used a completely separate DC-only plug that required your car to have cost-2 different charging ports under that front flap. One for AC charging at home and one for DC fast charging on the road. It was innovative for its time, but it was also completely outmaneuvered. While Nissan was doubling down on CHAdeMO, the rest of the world moved to CCS, the combined charging system. One single elegant port that handles both AC and DC. Eventually, almost every major automaker adopted it, while Tesla built their own massive supercharger network. Slowly but inevitably, CHAdeMO became the Betamax of EV charging standards. Why does this matter to your wallet? Because infrastructure isn't just about convenience, it's about your car's survival. When major networks like Electrify America or EVgo expand today, they are installing CCS and Tesla's NACS hardware exclusively. Modern charging stations might toss in one single CHAdeMO stall if you're lucky, and the data proves it. Along major interstate corridors, CHAdeMO availability has plummeted by 40% since 2021. You can buy a CHAdeMO to CCS adapter for about $400, but physics doesn't care about adapters. Your older EV has a battery architecture capped at a maximum of 50 kilowatts of charging power. If you plug into a massive 350 kilowatt hypercharger using this adapter, you are still only getting 50 kilowatts. That translates to adding barely 2 to 4 miles of range per minute. You'll be sitting there for 45 minutes to get an 80% charge, while the new Hyundai Ioniq 5 next to you finishes in 18 minutes. It's like trying to fill a swimming pool with a garden hose while everyone else is using a fire hydrant. Modern cars are essentially smartphones on wheels. They get over-the-air or OTA software updates. Pre-2018 EVs? They don't, but it gets so much worse. Most of these early EVs relied on 3G cellular networks to connect to their companion apps. Here's the kicker. Those 3G networks have been permanently shut down by major telecommunications companies. Why is this a massive deal breaker? Because the day 3G died, your used EV instantly lost remote start, remote climate control, and all app connectivity. You can't check your battery percentage from your phone anymore. You can't turn on the heat while the car is plugged into your house in the winter. You are suddenly driving a glorified golf cart from 2005. Add in the fact that these older infotainment systems completely lack Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you're stuck buying a dashboard phone mount like it's 2012 all over again. Now, I promised you we'd talk about reliability. We know the batteries can be replaced, but what about everything attached to them? Let's use the first generation Nissan Leaf, especially the 2011 and 2012 models, as our primary suspect. Nissan made a fateful engineering decision early on: passive air cooling. Instead of using liquid to keep the battery at a comfortable temperature like modern EVs do, they just let ambient air flow around it. Why was this a disaster? Because if you live in a warm climate like Arizona, Florida, or Texas, your battery is essentially baking in an oven. This caused severely accelerated battery degradation. But let's say the battery survives. What else breaks? According to massive amounts of salvage data and repair shop records, right around the 80,000 to 150,000 kilometer mark, these older EVs face massive electronic control unit, or ECU, failures. When the ECU fails, your battery management system goes blind. You'll get random error messages, incomplete charging cycles, or your car will just flat out refuse to accept a charge. And the fun doesn't stop there. Between 70,000 and 110,000 kilometers, we see massive spikes in 12-volt accessory battery failures and heating resistor blowouts. Your key recognition system might just decide it doesn't know who you are at 30,000 kilometers, locking you out entirely. Automatic emergency braking, AEB, glitches and tire pressure monitoring failures become your daily dashboard. Christmas tree. So you saved $15,000 buying a used EV instead of a new one. But between hunting for ghost CHAdeMO chargers, sitting for an hour to get 60 miles of range, losing all your smart features to the 3G shutdown, and replacing a fried ECU, did you really save money? Or did you just buy a second part-time job as an EV technician? But don't panic, because there is a right way to navigate the used EV market. There are specific models from this era that avoided these traps entirely. Cars that use CCS have liquid-cooled batteries and still receive updates today.